Now what I need to do here, we don't need to need this. I'll delete it. Okay, so now I need to create a post first. Okay, so then only I can send a data or whatever the message you want to do, you can do everything. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a post. Const post is equals. Okay, I need to how the data and everything is working over here. So before creating a post, you need to make sure the data was passed through the body tag from here, through the body tag. So I need to get the data first. So we'll see how the data is working. So let me console log the request which is coming through the body, request dot body tag. Okay, so I will send a request from the body tag, and through the form data that will be passed over here. Let me show you here. So here I'm going to send a body tag. Through the body I'm going to send a raw data, and that data is going to be a JSON data. I'm going to send a JSON data because mostly nowadays we are using JSON only. Okay, so I'm going to send through the data, through the body I'm going to send a JSON data, and that data is going to be use the same title, same thing, name, title. I'm going to use the title as I'm going to use the title, let's give a title as first post. Okay, and then we are going to use the description. So let me copy this one because we don't need to make any unwanted mistakes. So this description is going to be my first post. Okay, so now if I hit center, if I hit send button, this will be sent to that through that particular route, and then we can access it through the request.body. Let me open the terminal and keep it side by side. And if I hit send now, it's sending a request. So leave it. And here you can see that it's showing undefined. This is the problem. We need to solve it because your node, this server, it doesn't know how to parse your data, because we are sending it as a JSON. So we need to instruct it to read the JSON as a JSON data and parse it. So to do that, I'm going to install on package. So let me stop the server, and I'm going to install a package called body parser. So npm install body parser. So this package will instruct your server to parse the data, whatever it's coming through it, through the route. Okay, so now the data through the body tag, through anything will comes through the body tag will be parsed. So let me rerun the server npm start. Okay, so it's up and running. So my database is connected, and if I hit send again, you can see here still it's showing undefined. Why? What I'm missing? Oh my goodness, I forgot to import the body parser in your app. My bad, guys, because we need to do one more thing. What is that? So after here in my app.js, go to the app.js. So after here, we need to create a body parser. Const body parser is equals require body parser. Okay, so now we imported that package over here, and now we need to make sure that app is using it. So whenever any request is coming through, I'm going to trigger a middleware. So app.use, okay, app.use, that's going to use the body parser dot JSON because we are sending a JSON data. So whenever anything through any request from the any route, if you are getting any route, parse the body by using a JSON format. So now if I hit send, you can see that now we are getting the data as title, first post, description, my first post. So we are getting the JSON data now. Look at that, it's successfully working now. Okay, so let me keep it, let me minimize it, we don't need it anymore. Okay, so now go back to the post.js. So schema is working fine, close it, we don't need to do touch anything in that thing. Okay, now I just need to go to post.js, and instead of console and logit, I'm going to create a post now. Const post is equals, okay, we need to fetch the data from the body tag which we are passing, and we need to save it in the local variable. So it's equals to new post. New post is nothing but our schema. Okay, we are directly saving it to it, new post. Okay, and for this new post, I'm going to create an object for it, object, and that object is going to be, first one is going to be the title. So where is that post schema? Title colon, and after that we need to have one more thing, that's the description. Date will be automatically generated, so no problem. So title, it's going to be from the request dot body dot title. Okay, and do the same thing for request dot body dot description. Okay, so we are fetching the data from our body tag and we are feeding it to the title, and it's passed to the new post now. Now it's ready, but still it's not saved. I need to save this post. Okay, so that where I'm going to use the save method, which is provided by the MongoDB. So so post dot save method, and then this will return a promise. I need to use the then method. So then I'll get the data, anything if it's coming through it. I'm creating an option, and I'm going to parse it as a JSON. So parse the response as a JSON data. Okay, pass the data into it. So this will be parsed. So we are saving the data which is come through this particular thing, through the schema, and we will get this particular data, and I'm parsing it again to a JSON data, anything JSON data. Okay, if I'm getting any error through it, I need to catch that the error. So catch. If any error is coming, I'm creating a callback function. I need to send a response.json as a message. Send a message object what error it is. Okay, so actually what is happening here is we are saving the object what we get from the body tag. I'm using that post object which we created here, and I'm using the save method to save it, and that will return a promise. If that promise it's returning the data, send me the data to the send that particular data as a response, or else if there is any error is coming, send the error message. Okay, actually this is helps you to save the data in your database, and this is to return that particular body data to back to the user itself. And this, if that any error is happening, it will send that error message back. Let's check whether it's working fine or not. Let me save it. Let me go ahead, and if I click send now we can see that it's sending back that data what we saved. So it's showing the title and the description which the object we created, and it's automatically creating the ID because MongoDB used to do that. It's create an underscore ID variable, and it generate automatic ID for it each and every data in the MongoDB inside the table. And this date is created and it's returned as a string. Okay, now let me go ahead and check my MongoDB whether the data is stored or not. To check that, you need to click the browse collection. Click the browse collection, and it will load all your collections over here. I'm having my first database over here, which is auto generated initially, and I'm having the post is the data table which we created post. Inside the post we having our data. Okay, so our database, our API, it's working fine, and it's the stored in the database also. So it's successfully running fine. But if you look at this code, it looks awkward. Okay, it's not a clean way to write a code. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it simple. So I'll just delete it. Okay, I'll just delete it. I'm going to use the try catch. Okay, leave it error as it is. Over here, I'm going to write a save post. So const, I'm going to save the post, right? So this function needs to wait. Okay, this function, it needs to wait until that post is saved. So to do that, I'm going to make this function as an asynchronous function. Asynchronous function, that means that this will wait, that function will wait in this particular line until this post dot save method is successfully done. Once it's done, it will return a promise and it will return back the data. So I'm going to save the data in as a saved post is equals await dot post dot save. So this function will be executed and it will be saved in the saved post. If you get the saved post, that means your data is saved. Then I will just simply send that uh, instead of response dot send. If you're using the send, you can set the status like 200 status, 300, 400, lots of status are there. So I don't want to confuse you. I'm just simply sending the JSON data back. I'm not checking any status. So you can check the status like 200, because if you notice here, if you send a request, it's showing the 200. 200 means it's the standard HTTP request. That's okay. It's success. So like that, we're having lots of status over there. If you want to check, you can check that status over there. Okay, and I'm going to send the saved post as it is. If any error is coming, I'm going to response.json. I'm going to send that object as the message error. Okay, so this is the best way to, and simple and clean way to have your that saving post. Okay, now let's change this. This is my second post. My second post. If I hit this send button, look at that. We have our object back. And if I go and check my browser and let me refresh it, where is the refresh button? Over here, refresh it. It will refresh all the data, and you can look at that. You're having that object. Our second post, it's over there. It's having this unique ID object, and our data is saved in our MongoDB. So we successfully saved our data.